Welcome back to these Lightroom tutorials. We've looked a lot at the catalogue now, how we can set up metadata, flags, all sorts of things. We're going to look at one last feature for now in the catalogue, which is stacking. What stacking does is it allows us to group similar pictures together and just see one thumbnail representation effectively of them. What you can actually see here is a number of very similar pictures that I actually took as part of putting together a panorama. Having all these similar images can make a catalogue look quite untidy. Plus we might actually delete something that we really wanted to keep as part of building the panorama in this instance. So what we can do is we can stack them, which basically groups them all together, gives us one thumbnail, and it tells us how many pictures are in that stack as well, which is quite handy. If I just click on the first one to highlight it, I'm going to scroll down to the bottom and I'm going to hold the shift key and I'm going to click in this one so it highlights all of them. And if I right click, you'll see we have this option stacking. And it's pretty straightforward. We just click on group into stack and there you have it. We've now got 24 images all under one thumbnail. If I want to see what pictures are in that group, it's quite straightforward. I can just click on the number 24 and you see it expands it all out for me. There they all are. And come back to the top, just click on it again and it hides them again. So stacking is very handy where you're creating a series of images for, as in this case, a big panorama, or if, for example, you're shooting multiple exposures to create an HDR image. The time when I use stacking is when I'm creating multiple edits on a file. I might do some basic edits in Lightroom, take it into Photoshop to do some skin retouching, and then pull it into another third-party package to add some toning, that sort of thing. If we have a look, for example, in this folder of Georgia, you can see I've got 3 pictures here. I've got the basic RAW file, which is my raw file. Then there's a PSD file where I've had an edit, and then as a second PSD file where I've toned it, that kind of thing. And what I can actually do is I can just group these together as well in a stack, group into stack, and I get that one picture, which keeps the catalogue tidy. In this instance, very tidy because we only have the one image. But if you've got multiple images from a shoot, obviously it becomes a lot easier then to find single images when you're looking through. Lightroom can actually automatically stack images based on the difference in time between when 2 pictures are taken. If you look at these ones, they're usually taken within sort of like 20 seconds of each other. I think we've doubled up some here to be fair, but you can see 35:52, 36:03. So roughly sort of like 10-20 seconds between image shots, because I was literally going click, move. And we can use that information on the time to automatically stack stuff. If I right click, go to stacking and do auto stack by capture time, I can actually set a time between images. I could take this down, for example, and it's showing me how many stacks it's creating. And this is because these images are all taken within 30 seconds of each other. And if I hit stack, you'll see it automatically stacks them just based purely on the time. We have a couple of other options for stacking. If we right click, go down to stacking again, you'll see that there's this collapse all stacks and expand all stacks. If we click on expand all stacks, you'll see all of our images are expanded out. And obviously if we go into stacking and do collapse all stacks, they all go back down to the 2. Another thing I can do if I expand this stack out is if I scroll down a little bit, we start getting some with some people in it. What I can actually do is I can split the stack at this point, and that second stack now has all the images with the people in it. You'll also see the little dividers here showing the stacks where they end and where the new one begins. I'm just going to undo that split, edit, undo split stack, so that we've got the one stack again, just so that I can show you the next option, which is we can move images about in the stack. So we can move it up the stack, and you'll see that one's now 20, that's 28, it's swapped them around basically. If I just go back in stacking and do move down stack, you'll see it puts it back. So we can change the order of the images in our stack if we want to as well. And the last thing to show you is if we right click again under stacking, we can move an image to the top of the stack, which effectively makes it the thumbnail representation of the stack. If we just hit that, you'll see now one of 28 is the one with a person in it. Once again, you'll just notice the little dividers showing us where stacks start and stop. And that's stacking for you. This reasonably short tutorial wraps up some of the catalogue functions for now. In the next tutorial, we're going to start looking at some of the editing functions in the develop module. So until then, thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you next time.